Hello, this is Joanne Cornell from Rosa's Creations and Healing. I just want to give you a couple of pointers that I learned about the LEVO machine so that way you don't make the same mistakes I do. First of all, always keep a container underneath the spout. Number one, whether you have it going or not, or when you have something in it, definitely have this underneath here. What I also do, just so I make sure I never forget to put the little mixer finger in there, and lose it, I always leave it right here. That's number two. This way I don't ever, normally this is a mason jar, but I'm doing this because this is the closest thing I have really quick right now. So I always keep this underneath there. So this way, if I hit the wrong button or it leaks or anything, it's going to happen. I've already hit the wrong button where I ended up hitting this button instead of the pour button. And then, of course, it all pours out because it wants to evacuate in order to be able to lift the container. This is the container that you use, the button that you use in order for it to drain into here. Now, I want to show you something else that I think I learned that maybe it is the right way, maybe it's not, I don't know. But I noticed that, sorry for the noise in the background, by the way, because they're doing construction and I have the door open. The thing that I noticed, and that may be a helpful hint, is some people are having problems getting the container out. So getting the container out, if you don't push the button, it doesn't come out. It's stuck in there. So, and I believe it needs to be on. I don't know if anybody told you that, but when I tried to do it and it's off, it doesn't want to come out. So somebody had posted that it got stuck and they can't figure out how to get it out. But I think that's the reason that they might have it. And I did post it on their thing saying I think that you need to have the button on in order to have it work. So then you push this button and then it just pulls straight out. Okay? So now an easier way, then you clean it and then you're going to put it back in there. When you go to put it back in there, do the same thing. Take it and put the nozzle in the little hole, put the hose into the hole that's there, which right now I have, there it is. So put it into the hole and then push this button because now it'll just drop in. So you don't have a problem dropping it in there if you have it on and you push this button once you have it, the hose into the proper area. So then also another helpful hint. Do not leave this container out. When you're done washing it, and as soon as it dries, take it and put it back in there, whether you're using it or not. Because what I did is I made a mistake by taking and pouring the liquid into the damn vase without the tub in there. So the container wasn't in there, and I poured it in there. Thankfully, it was honey, so it was thick. And what I did is I just sopped the whole thing up and drained it as fast as I can. And then I poured a little bit of water in there and I just took paper towels and rags and just washed the whole thing out. It did start draining a little bit on the bottom. Thankfully, it works. There's no problems with it. But in order for you to not do that, I suggest that you just put the container back in there as soon as possible. Even if you have to hand dry the whole thing and then put it in there. So those are my helpful hints. And also make sure that you turn the damn thing on. Because I ended up closing the lid. I had the stuff in there. I closed the lid. I chose the cycle. Infuse. And then I walked away like a dummy. So then I came back and I'm like, what the hell? And of course I realized that I didn't hit the start button. So make sure you hit the start button And it says warming up before you walk away. Now I'm going to hurry up and turn this off. Because it doesn't have anything in the container, and I don't want the container to heat up without there being something in it, because I'm sure that's gonna probably cause problems and make it overheat. This door, by the way, does not open unless it is shut off or into the process where it's not infusing. So if it's infusing or if it's activated, if it's during a cycle, it won't open up. It locks on you. It has a lock on there. So you need to push this down when it's off or out of a cycle, and then you can pull it up. It's nice and easy. You don't have to sit there and go crazy banging on it or anything like that. I suggest that you do it nice and easy, so that way you don't have a problem with that. Any other suggestions that you may think about, you can post on there and give helpful hints to other people so that they don't end up having the stupid little mistakes that I did. I kind of want to help everybody to get through this and do this and make this the easiest thing possible. I really do like this machine. It used to be a 3-day process for me because I used to infuse it and make sure that I got every little drop of THC out of my cannabis. So I used to take it and put it in tea bags that I made out of cheesecloth. And then I used to take the tea bags and put it in a crock pot, sit it on a counter, and then I would put my oil in there, or I'd put my honey in there, and I would let it sit for 3 days. So 3 days I'm constantly going over there and stirring it and mixing it and everything else. And then I have this big messy tea bag that I ended up taking, and I would end up putting into a coffee pot, and I'd put water in it, and I'd make myself some tea for a couple of days out of that tea bag because I didn't want to waste the cannabis that was actually in the honey. When I did honey. And when oil, I would end up having to squeeze it as much as I can, and of course I would leave some of it in there, and it would end up going to waste, which I didn't like. So what I end up doing is taking that tea bag and I'd put it in water, and I would try to suck up as much of that oil out of there as I could, and I would bake with it. So I would do something and bake with it instead of putting water and oil. Just water. I put water and the cannabis oil in there in order to take care of that, so I get some of that into my baked goods because I didn't want to waste the damn thing. So this is Joanne Cornell from A Rose's Creations and Healing, and signing off, saying have a great day. Blessed be. Thank you for watching. If you're watching this on Facebook, hit the like button and maybe comment something if you like, and I can answer it for you. Any questions? If I'm new to this, but if I can help you do this, I will. If anybody has any idea how to do the LEVO app in order to be able to get it to do remotely and everything else, as far as I know, the darn thing don't work. So that's the only thing bad about this, is that it does advertise that you can do it through the app remotely and start it. I kind of wouldn't want to anyways, because of the fact that if I'm doing this, I'm going to be here, because I don't want, if something happens bad, anything goes wrong with whatever it is, I want to be here so I can stop it in case of an emergency or whatever. So, like I said, hit the like, subscribe if it's a YouTube channel, if it's Facebook, and then comment if you'd like, ask questions, and I will see what I can do. Have a great day. Blessed be. Talk to you soon.